Hey guys, so I got a request to do a video on makeup brushes by Vicky Chora, so I thought I would make a video of my top 10 favorite brushes, face brushes and eye brushes. So in no particular order, I'm just gonna get started. This is the Sigma E30 pencil brush. It's just a natural hair brush. It's really small and dense, and I like to use it to smudge out colors and smoke out colors under the lash line. And it's really good also if you want to pack in a little bit of color in the outer V of the eye, because it's so small you can be really precise with it. Next is the MAC 266 angle brush. I use this brush every day on my eyebrows, on my brows. I also use it a lot to line my eyes with a dark eyeshadow instead of using an eyeliner. I love how thin this brush is, and sometimes to make it even thinner, a trick I got from my cousin Genevieve is you wet your fingers and press the bristles together, and it makes it really fine, and it's great for girls who like really thin brows, or if you just want to wing out the tail. And next, this is one of my favorite eye blending brushes. It's similar to the MAC 217 brush, but I would say a little bit bigger and fluffier. It's definitely, I would say, the same quality, but cheaper, less expensive. It's from Sigma. It's the E25 blending brush. It's also a natural brush. It's really fluffy, very soft to run colors through my crease or blend out colors in my crease. Sometimes I even use just a fluffy brush instead of a shader brush all over my lid. Also a great use for the E25 is blending in concealer. If you are not a huge fan of wearing foundation, but you do want to cover up some blemishes, you can dot the concealer on your blemishes, let it sit for a sec, then go in with a small blending brush. And this one is extremely soft, and you hardly apply any pressure and just blend in wherever you need to blend out the concealer. And another use for this brush, sometimes I contour my nose with it with bronzer, so I run it down lightly the sides of my nose to make it appear thinner. And sometimes I'll pop some bronzer under my lip just to make my bottom lip appear fuller. Next is, this is a large flat shader brush, the E55 by Sigma. It's again natural hair, extremely soft, and it's very dense, and just the way that the bristles are cut, it picks up so much product at once. You don't hardly ever have to go back in more than twice to really pack a punch. I like using this brush to pack on a little bit of color on my brow bone to highlight it. Moving into the face brushes, this is my favorite blush brush. It's the Sigma F10 brush. It's really soft, it's pretty small, round, so not much else to say about this brush. It's extremely soft and I love it. Next is one of my all-time favorite brushes, one I probably couldn't live without. This is the large angle contour brush by Sigma, the F40. It's very soft, natural hair. These brushes hardly ever shed, maybe once or twice before the first wash, but they hardly ever shed. They're great. So I use this brush to contour under my cheeks, my face, along the temples, under my jawline. Sometimes I do my nose with it. So I usually always contour my face with this brush. Sometimes if I'm using a smaller brush to contour with, I'll use this one for blush if it's handy, and I love it. It's so soft. This is the Sigma Duo Fiber F55 brush. It's a small stippling brush. This is a synthetic brush. So the black hairs are natural and they're really short, and the white hairs are synthetic. This is a great brush for applying cream products because it's synthetic. It doesn't soak up so much of the product, so it's great for applying cream highlights, cream blushes, or a cream bronzer, anything like that. Some people like to use this to buff out their foundation with. I think that it's just too small to cover that much surface area, so but sometimes I'll use a bigger stippling brush to do that. I love this brush, it's one of my favorites. I often just use it as a regular blush brush as well. I just love the size of it and the way it applies blush. Moving into what I would probably have to say is my all-time favorite brush. This is the Sigma Sigmax Collection Flat Kabuki Brush F80. This brush is extremely dense and so soft. I love it. It is so soft. The best, I think the best way to apply liquid foundation, or any kind of foundation. I've used it with like a whipped kind of texture foundation. I've used it with a powder foundation. with cream foundations, all kinds of foundations. It's great. It's so soft. Allows you to really buff the product into the skin to really give you that airbrush effect. I love this brush. I think this brush is $16. I have a few of them, a couple different cuts. I have an angled one. This was the first one I got. It was probably almost at least a year and a half ago, and I wash it all the time. It's still going strong. It's an amazing quality. I love this brush. If you wear foundation every day and are not using this brush, you're definitely missing out. It's amazing. Next is my large Kabuki brush. This is a natural hair brush. I'm not sure what kind of animal hairs are used in these brushes. I'm sure it's listed on the website though. The website for most of these brushes is sigmabeauty.com. So I got this brush probably 6 years ago at Shoppers Drug Mart in Canada, and I'm pretty sure it's made by Gosh. It's super soft and it's fallen apart a couple of times, but I've just, like the handles come off of it, I've just used some, like, I think nail glue or eyelash glue to stick it back on, and it's awesome. It's one of my favorite brushes. I have a few large powder brushes, but I just love the way this one applies my finishing powder. So every day after I apply my foundation, I always set it with mineral veil, and this is the brush I used to do that. And last but not least, this is the Beauty Blender. They sell several dupes for them online, but I would really recommend getting the original Beauty Blender. This is what it looks like dry, and this is what it looks like wet or damp, ready to use. So you could use it dry also. It works best, I think, whenever you run it under warm water, bring out the excess, and then just roll it on a towel to take out any extra water that's in it. You can apply the foundation onto your face or right on the Beauty Blender and blend it out. The sponge will hardly soak up anything compared to a dry sponge, and it gives you a totally flawless look. It gives you a natural look. It's great to use with heavier foundations also to sheer them out a little bit. So I love this Beauty Blender. You can find them on Amazon for 20 bucks for a pack of 2. And that's it. Thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed. Bye.